everybody. Todd over there, me here, Johnny on the couch from VOMP. And now is the time where we talk about our numbers. So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
We always go in the same order.
Yeah. What does that mean? You want to not go in that order?
No, it just means that that's what people are used to. So we need to always keep doing it because, there's a lot of people that watch this that are from VO Marketing Pro and they want to, how do we do this week? If they're interested. So we want to start it out with a bang.
Yep. All right. So we had 61 warm responses this week. Yep. 9 auditions and 6 jobs. And we did include Hudson's just because we consider him a part of the group. So we had, this will be a little bit short numbers wise. So if people are keeping track, I'll let him tell you what he got. But Noel Romano received a job. Lanessa Tremblett, I believe I'm saying that name right. And then Mike Stout got 2 jobs this week. These are the reported jobs. So, somebody had asked a question from last week from our numbers section, I believe it was, which would make sense because it's about the numbers, and they were wondering why the uptick in warm responses. One of the reasons why I believe it is because we've got more people. We have more people in VO Marketing Pro, and so you're sending out more emails, and so there's bound to be more warm responses. 2 is that I think we have great talent. So I think that people are responding because they're interested in the voices they're hearing. And so I think those are the 2 main reasons that we're seeing an uptick. Joe's been trying a little bit of a different time frame sending out. Don't know exactly what time. Some people say don't send out on Fridays. Some people say don't send out, Mondays or whatever. We go with more of an approach of sending out kind of throughout the week at different times. But Joe's doing kind of a nightly send out right now. And so that seems to be working. I don't always know. We don't track things perfectly in the sense of just we're not huge stats people, but I think those are the 3 main reasons. Maybe somebody else can think of,
What was the third one? I didn't hear it.
Just the different time frame. Maybe some people are, coming in the morning and they're seeing it right away instead of something being sent in at 9:00 in the morning, So I'm not sure exactly what it is.
Can you think of another reason? I have one in my mind, but maybe
another reason for why there's more warm responses.
An uptick in warm responses since we've just been getting more in the upper, in the 50s fairly consistently. That won't always be the case, but that's what we've been getting. And above that is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
maybe the further we're getting away from the COVID pandemic and stuff like that.
Never thought about that.
That's possible. People are maybe more willing to spend money and stuff like that, or maybe we're getting to the end. Usually I think this is usually not a good thing is people's budgets are getting to the end of the year. So they're maybe they've used up all of their money, or maybe they're saying, well, hey, we've got plenty of money here. I don't know. What was I
was just wondering if it at all has to do. I know we've sent out the same number of emails, but I was wondering if it's just the fact that we're following up more and in front of people more because we've been a company now for 26 months. And we have more people, so that's obviously going to help because more emails are going out. But I'm just wondering if we're also, pushing. Some people who are like in the personal assistance, they're already going through the second time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And so maybe that getting in front of people a second time or a third time really starts to warm them up just a bit.
Wow.
Nice.
Didn't you have a gal from VO Marketing Pro say something about, now I see why Todd says,
yes.
and I don't know if you want to name names or anything, but
I don't think she would.
Yeah, go ahead. So, I tell that story. I thought that was a good.
Yeah, yesterday, Adrian Flores, who's been with our group for well over a year now. Sometimes I apologize if I get I know it's been over a year. You might have been
over a year.
well
Yeah,
over a year.
Maybe one of the longer ones she's been with us.
She's been great to work with. Anyway, she made mention that, she got an audition opportunity, and this audition was replied to, and the email below it was sent out. So Adrian's email was sent out a year ago.
Yeah.
And she just mentioned that, this, just another reminder why Todd and VO Marketing Pro talks about staying in it, and that just because somebody doesn't respond right away doesn't mean that they aren't keeping you in mind. I did have another Bill DeWees. He got an email back for an audition as well. And this was only 2 months ago, if you will, not as far as Adrian's, but it was 2 months ago, and this was the first time they've contacted us back regarding Bill. So the point is that from what Adrian was saying from her email back to Joe was just that, this is why we stay with it. And so there's lots of people that are keeping you in mind, as we say, keeping you in mind, even if they don't send you, I'm keeping you in mind, don't send you a warm response.
Yeah.
They're waiting for that job opportunity.
Yeah, lots of people are forgetting.
Yep.
But there are some that are remembering, some that some don't even respond.
Yep.
They just go, I like their voice, I'll keep you in mind. And they actually do.
Yep.
That's what's always a little bit surprising to me.
Yep.
It's surprising how many people forget me, but it's also a little bit surprising how many people remember me. And a year or two, or sometimes a few years later, they come back, hey, I finally got a project for you. It's like, I can't even remember sending you an email. So can I borrow your pen for a minute?
You sure can. Don't even remember that.
Those are encouraging things for both the VO talent, to see what we're saying come to fruition, like Adrian and Bill. But also it's encouraging to us to see it. You know it intuitively, but there's also, it's nice to see what you say working out for people. So, yeah. Good.
Yeah.
All right.
Now the exciting.
Well, this week was a record setter for me, and mostly because of one job, which has about 8 parts to it. So I'll get into that. So this week I had 7 warm responses, had 1 audition.
You can hardly stop from giggling.
Yeah. And then I had a recurring client use me for a $50 job. It was for a watch company. That was kind of cool.
Was that Upwork or a direct?
That was direct email marketing. And then I had been going back and forth with somebody from Germany. And they had mentioned that they had 8 different videos that they wanted to do, that they wanted to use my voice for. But they didn't know exactly if the client wanted to use my voice or not. So the person said that we really like your voice. We're going to put you ahead. Well, probably a month went by without hearing anything. And they ended up emailing me this week and saying that I was the man for the job. And they decided that the budget was going to be $3,200 for all 8.
And they're not really, really long videos. It's not like they're 20 minutes a piece.
They're like $140 a minute.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
So they're $400 a video, which comes out to about $140 a minute. Finished minute, which I was like,
take it every day.
Yeah. So anyway, that's big news. Really, really nice. And then to start off the week, I decided to change my Fiverr stuff because a full month went by. I hadn't got any inquiries about anything. So I went back down to $5 per, I think I switched it to 150 words, much to my chagrin, after getting this was before I got the 32, but I got a job for $8. And so I made $6.40 on Fiverr. And so that was that. And then I got 3 $50 jobs, which Upwork takes $10. So I got 3 jobs that ended up being $40 on Upwork. And then I did a lot of editing for you this week for a grand total of $3,600 Wow, let me start over. $3,676.40.
That is by far your best week.
I have my other big week on here, and it was $1,470.
Nice.
Wow, you over doubled.
So I'm gonna take this.
Oh, stomp it.
Wow.
Wow. Symbolic.
Yeah.
Well,
Step aside.
those are fun because, I mean, what we've been talking about is $500 a week.
Yeah.
And so obviously, you know, like you said earlier this week, you said, well, yeah, I mean, it's nice to have $3,600 and that puts me 7 weeks ahead of my goal. But you said, well, I'm starting out like it's 0-0 this next week.
Yeah.
So you start over and try to get 500 again. Don't think about that. Just try to get 500. Maybe you'll get 600 or 700 or more.
Yeah.
So you just keep plugging away.
So that's fun. It kind of takes, you know, I'm the type of person that wants to build up from the last year. And I had already been ahead of my numbers. Excuse me. Already been ahead of my numbers from my first year. But that puts me up quite a bit more. So it kind of takes the pressure off when you're trying to build things and you're wondering if things are going well, if you're doing the right stuff. So anyway, I'm
Good
thankful
job.
for that.
Good job. Not just because of the money, but because you plugged away and you stayed in contact with that guy and they chose you. That's great.
Yeah.
So I sent out of studio notices this last week. I had my assistant do it, probably about 400 of them. And those are just people that I've either worked with or I've done auditions for recently. And I said to my assistant, because he sent me all of the responses back, and a lot of them were just well wishes. You know, have a good time off. We're going to be off for a week around Thanksgiving, but I got 3 jobs because of it. And I told my assistant we're beating the bushes. And that's what I do with the out of studio notices. I don't make them up, but whenever I'm going to be gone for more than what it normally would be, I send out that as a courtesy, but also to kind of beat the bushes. And this time I got 3 jobs. One of them came from, this is interesting, one of them came from a video production company that I worked with last in 2019. And so I went back and forth with the guy. And he sent me the script and I was ready to go. And Mom, who does the finances for my company, said, oh, that's one of the people that back in 2019 we didn't get paid for. And we have like a collection rate of 99.95. I mean, it's just rare that we don't collect the money. And that's because of Mom. And so I said, well, I'll just let him know. And, you know, I'll still work with him and we'll give him another chance. And right away he said, wow, I didn't know that. He said, that must have fallen through the cracks. We always, just so you know, when we contact these people, when they haven't paid, we always start by saying, you know, maybe you didn't get it, or maybe there was a miscommunication. We always try not to put them on the defensive because they can get grumpy or offended or defensive, and you just don't want them to do that. And so he felt bad. Right away, he got a hold of his financial person. They paid us, and I did the work, and we haven't been paid yet, but I don't think there's going to be any problem because he was right on it. And usually you can tell if people get grumpy or blame you or something like that. So that was kind of a nice thing. My week, I had a few warm responses and I did a couple of auditions. Platforms, again, I'm not doing anything with voices.com anymore. Not that some work won't come in, but I don't do hardly any auditions because of how they're shaping things on their platform. My platform's $2,521. That's Fiverr. $2,521. My direct email marketing was $6,976 for a total of $9,317 this week. $9,317 for my week. So
I was a little bit closer.
Yeah, like I said,
Still behind.
Like I said, we are going to come on here. It might be 6 months from now. It might be 2 years from now, whether that means I'm slowing down or I have a slow week or you have a real good week and you're starting to really go. There'll be times and we'll look back at this and say, yep, we told you so.
Yeah.
You outpaced me.
I'm starting to believe it.
thanks for spending time with us, Johnny, and thanks for watching, you guys.
Yeah, thank you. If you guys also want to share your numbers and let us know how you're doing, it'd be great. If you don't want to, totally understand. So if you'd like to watch our podcast, we post it every Wednesday. So check it out on this same channel, the original Father-Son Voiceover podcast. It'll be our episode 33. So thanks again, and we will see you whenever. Are you dying to see more content like that? Check out the video over here or subscribe over here. Thanks.